As the first light of morning filters through the silence of a new day, it offers you a sacred invitation, an opportunity to return to yourself, to move beyond the distractions of the outer world, and to step into the stillness where true transformation begins. This is the moment where you gently wake, not only from sleep, but from the unconscious habits of yesterday, before the mind rushes into its rehearsals and the body moves out of memorized routine. You are presented with the most powerful gift. You possess the present moment. In this space, you are not your past, not your circumstances, not the limitations imposed by history, fear, or doubt. You are consciousness, pure awareness, observing the breath, the beat of your heart, and the vastness of now. The present moment is more than a mental exercise or a motivational phrase. It is a portal. When you fully enter the present, you step outside the predictable patterns of survival and move into creation. The brain, no longer firing in the circuitry of anxiety or anticipation, begins to slow its waves. You shift from high beta, the frequency of stress, to alpha and beta, the frequencies of coherence and subconscious reprogramming. It is in this inner landscape that true change becomes possible. Begin by tuning into your breath. Allow it to be slow, deep, intentional. With each inhale, you draw your awareness inward. With each exhale, you let go of the narratives and noise that belong to a timeline you are no longer inhabiting. Feel your chest rise, your shoulders fall, the tension of sleep or stress dissipating with each conscious breath. This is not about fixing anything or achieving something. This is about being fully, completely here. Now gently bring your attention to your body. Feel where it makes contact with the earth, the bed, or the seat beneath you. Notice the sensations, temperature, weight, subtle vibrations. Become so present in your body that you begin to feel the space it occupies in the field around you. Your body is not an object, it is energy. And your awareness, this presence you're cultivating, signals to the body that something new is happening. You are no longer a program running yesterday's thoughts. You are the awareness that observes. And in this space, the body begins to surrender its memorized emotional addictions, fear, guilt, unworthiness, and recalibrate itself to a new signal. The analytical mind, which separates and judges, begins to lose its grip. Thought slows. The stories of the past and projections of the future fade into the background. You're no longer concerned with time, identity, or outcomes. Instead, you experience the beauty of simply being. The brain and heart start to synchronize. A feeling of coherence begins to emerge like a gentle harmony rising within you. This coherence is not just a feeling, it is a measurable energy that signals to the universe that you are no longer in resistance. You are available for creation. By entering the present moment with full awareness, you take your power back from the environment, the body, and linear time. You're no longer running programs. You're no longer reacting. You are observing. And as the observer, you access the quantum field, not in theory, but experientially. You realize that you are not separate from the field that surrounds you. You are it. The same intelligence that creates galaxies, grows flowers, and heals wounds is within you, available the moment you tune into now. This is where the mystical becomes biological. This is where the breath becomes the bridge between your conscious mind and your subconscious programming. This is where your nervous system begins to regulate itself. Your heart opens and your brain moves into a state of harmony. You become less matter, more energy, less noise, more signal. And in this sacred space, the foundation is laid, not just for a better day, but for a new destiny. Once you have settled into the present moment and quieted the noise of the external world, you find yourself at the threshold of transformation. Here, in the spaciousness of now, you are no longer defined by your past experiences or the emotional residues they left behind. In this open state of awareness, you are ready to move beyond survival and into creation. The next step is to intentionally activate elevated emotions, feelings that carry a higher frequency that align with your desired future, not your memorized past. These are not just feelings of pleasure or fleeting mood shifts. These are coherent, Sustaining emotional states like gratitude, joy, love, inspiration, and compassion. These emotions are not reactions to the environment. They are choices, deliberate energetic signatures that rewire your nervous system and alter the field around you. In a world conditioned to wait for something external to produce an internal state, love arriving before we feel lovable, success before we feel worthy, healing before we feel whole, this practice turns that model on its head. Instead of reacting to your outer reality, you begin to generate from your inner reality. You choose to feel gratitude for what has not yet arrived as though it has. You awaken joy, not because of a specific event, but because joy is your natural state when the mind and heart are aligned. You cultivate love, not directed at a person, but radiating from the awareness that love is the frequency of wholeness and connection to the greater intelligence within you. Start by bringing to mind the feeling of gratitude, not a concept or a word, but the emotion itself. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. When you are truly grateful, you signal to your body that the experience you are thankful for has already occurred. The subconscious mind, which does not know the difference between a real event and one vividly imagined, begins to organize the body's chemistry as though the future has already unfolded. The immune system strengthens. Genes for health and repair are activated. Hormones like oxytocin and dopamine flood the bloodstream. Gratitude is not passive, it is transformative. It teaches the body what the future feels like now. Now shift your awareness to the heart center. Breathe into it slowly and deeply, and allow the breath to stir a sense of joy, not for any reason, simply because joy exists as a potential within you, waiting to be felt. Let that feeling expand until it fills your chest, radiating outward, touching every cell in your body. Notice the lightness, the openness, the coherence. You are becoming magnetized to the experiences that match this frequency. The universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you are being. And when you embody elevated emotions, you change your electromagnetic signature. You broadcast a new signal into the field, and that signal draws experiences, people, and synchronicities that are a vibrational match to your new state of being. Feel love, not romantic conditional love, but the pure, expansive love that recognizes your connection to all that is. This is not a love that lacks or needs, it is a love that flows. This emotion opens the heart, balances the brain, and transcends duality. It is the doorway through which you meet the quantum field. And in that space, the illusion of separation dissolves. The past has no grip. The future becomes fluid. You are no longer bound by matter. You are entering a realm of energy where intention and emotion combine to create outcomes. In this elevated state, you are no longer trying to change your life by effort alone. You are aligning your inner world with the life you desire to experience. The elevated emotion is the carrier wave for your intention. Without it, your thoughts remain hollow. With it, your thoughts gain power and coherence. They become commands that the subconscious understands and acts upon. Now that your body is calm, your mind is centered, and your emotions are elevated, the door to the subconscious mind is wide open. This is the space where transformation becomes tangible, not through external effort, but through intentional inner rehearsal. When you visualize with elevated emotion, you are not daydreaming. You are imprinting a new neural architecture. You are instructing the brain to fire in new sequences and patterns that mirror your desired future. And because the body is the unconscious mind, when you engage both thought and feeling, the body begins to believe it's already living in that reality. This is how we biologically and energetically shift into a new version of ourselves, one that is no longer anchored to yesterday. Begin by seeing the day ahead of you, not as it might be, but as it has already unfolded in alignment with your highest intentions. Let your awareness scan the scenes of the day like a movie that has already played out. See yourself rising with energy, moving through your morning grounded and grateful. Witness yourself speaking with clarity, acting with confidence, and responding with compassion. Watch as you encounter challenges, not with fear or resistance, but with resilience and inner strength. Feel the emotions that would accompany that version of you. What does your posture look like? How do you walk? How do you speak to others? How do others respond to you? Let these images become vivid, multi-sensory experiences, painted in detail with the brush of your imagination. Do not simply observe this day, become it. Step into the mental rehearsal so completely that your body begins to feel as if the events have already occurred. When you mentally and emotionally rehearse a future scenario with enough intensity and repetition, your brain begins to map it out neurologically. The neural circuits begin to form as if the experience were real. The synaptic connections strengthen. The chemical responses shift. In time, the body doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is vividly imagined. This is not fantasy. This is biology. This is neuroscience. You are teaching the brain and body what that future looks like and feels like ahead of time, and in doing so, you become aligned with it. Now, bring your attention to the emotions that your ideal day would produce. Would it generate feelings of success, peace, fulfillment, joy? Begin to feel those now. Let the emotion fill in the color, texture, and temperature of the vision. If the image is the intention, the emotion is the power source. The brain may be the map maker, but the heart is the engine. When you combine a clear intention with an elevated emotion, you signal a new outcome to the quantum field. You are no longer trying to make something happen through effort alone. You are becoming the frequency of the reality you want to experience. The future is no longer something you are chasing. It becomes a memory you are embodying now. As you continue to visualize your ideal day, pay attention to the details, the conversations you want to have, the decisions you want to make, the energy you want to carry, the unexpected opportunities that feel aligned. Let all of it unfold with grace and accept it as already done. The more real you can make it internally, the more magnetic your field becomes externally. You are programming your autonomic nervous system to anticipate this day, not as a fantasy, but as a probable reality. Your inner world becomes the cause and your outer world the effect. This is how you collapse time. This is how you lead the body and mind into a new timeline. This is how you embody the future before it arrives. In this moment of mental clarity and emotional coherence, when the mind is no longer conditioned by the past and the body is no longer living in old emotional programs, you are in the perfect position to initiate true identity change. You are no longer simply thinking about transformation. You are ready to become. This is where affirmations are not just spoken words or positive thinking exercises, but declarations of identity. They are conscious instructions that begin to replace the subconscious programs that have been running your life. When you affirm who you are becoming with emotional intensity and belief, you shift from living in the memories of your past self to embodying the energy of your future self. You step out of the known and begin to wire a new reality into your biology. Begin to speak from the version of you that already exists in the future. Not the you who is trying to become something different, but the you who already is that. These affirmations must originate from being, not from needing. They are not tools for fixing a broken self. They are expressions of truth that already lives within you. When you say, I am whole, you are not trying to convince yourself. You are remembering what you were always designed to be. When you say, I am abundant, you are no longer operating from lack, but from the awareness that abundance is not something to acquire, but something to generate from within. These affirmations create a resonance, a vibrational signal that communicates to every cell in the body and to the quantum field beyond it. The identity you affirm must be consistent with the emotions you've just activated and the vision you've mentally rehearsed. If you've just seen yourself living confidently, peacefully, and successfully, your affirmations now serve to anchor that vision into your subconscious. Say them with feeling, with presence, and with the belief that what you are declaring is already real. The subconscious mind does not respond to words alone. It responds to energy, to repetition, to emotion. You are not just programming your brain, you are signaling your genes, altering your neurochemistry, and changing your electromagnetic field. The body begins to align with this new story. The nervous system fires in new patterns. The old self begins to dissolve, not through force, but through lack of attention and repetition. Let your affirmations be specific to the identity you are choosing. If you are becoming someone who trusts life, then affirm it. I am safe. I am supported. I live in alignment with the intelligence of the universe. If you are embodying leadership, declare it. I speak with clarity and act with confidence. I am a powerful creator of my reality. Let these words become living codes, not empty phrases. Speak them not from your head, but from your heart, where coherence lives. With each repetition, you reinforce new neural pathways. With each breath, you condition your body into a new emotional baseline. Over time, the thoughts become beliefs. The beliefs become attitudes. The attitudes become habits. The habits become personality traits. And that personality becomes your personal reality. You are no longer affirming who you were. You are affirming who you are choosing to be. And the more often you return to these declarations, the more the old self becomes unfamiliar and the new self becomes natural. Change at this level is not incremental. It is quantum. Identity change is not about effort. It's about frequency. It's about becoming the energy of your future before it has physically arrived. Each affirmation is a signal to the field, a message to the subconscious, and a commitment to your evolution. You are not waiting for life to show you who you are. You are telling life who you are, and you are showing up as that version now. As the inner work deepens and your awareness settles into the harmony of coherence, you are standing in a new state of being, one that is not defined by your history, but sculpted by your intention. You have quieted the mind, regulated the body, awakened elevated emotions, visualized a coherent future, and declared your new identity. Now, the final and most essential step is to anchor that energetic shift into the body so deeply that it becomes not just a temporary feeling, but a baseline state. This anchoring is how you claim your transformation at the level of energy, chemistry, and vibration. It's how you tell the body, the field, and the subconscious, this is real, and this is who I am now. The anchoring begins by becoming aware of the new frequency you're holding. Tune into it without distraction. Let yourself feel the subtle but powerful difference between how you started and how you are now. There may be a stillness, a spaciousness, a quiet knowing. You might feel a gentle buzz in your body, a warmth in your chest, or a lightness in your mind. These sensations are not coincidental. They are the biological reflections of your energetic transformation. Your autonomic nervous system is in regulation. Your brain waves have shifted. Your heart is in rhythm. Your cells are listening. Your field is broadcasting a new signature into the quantum realm. You are no longer tethered to old thoughts, emotions, or conditions. You are living from a new level of mind. Bring your full attention to the breath. The breath is not just a physiological process. It is the bridge between mind and body, between intention and embodiment. With every inhale, feel yourself drawing in more of this new energy. With every exhale, release any residual fragments of the old self. As the breath moves through you, it stabilizes the coherence you've created. Let the breath become rhythmic, intentional, slow. Allow each breath to expand the new emotion, whether it is love, gratitude, power, or joy, and let that emotion fill the space of your entire body. This is how you chemically condition the body to stay in alignment with the mind. Feel into the space around your body, the electromagnetic field that extends beyond the skin. You are not confined to the body. You are energy, and that energy is intelligent, dynamic, and deeply responsive to conscious attention. As you place your awareness on this field, you strengthen it. As you feel elevated emotions within that field, you charge it. That field is carrying information into the quantum realm, and that information is magnetizing a future that matches your new state. The field becomes more organized, more coherent, and more powerful every time you stay present in it without letting the old self pull you back. Let your posture reflect your new energy. Sit or stand in the way that this version of you would. The body holds memory, and posture is a form of communication with the subconscious. If you hold yourself with grace, confidence, and ease, you begin to reinforce those traits without words. Your nervous system begins to memorize a new way of being, and over time, that memory becomes your natural default. Stay long enough in this state that your body begins to crave it, not out of lack, but because it recognizes the power, the clarity, and the truth in it. Stay long enough that the new emotional baseline feels more real than the familiar states of fear, worry, or doubt. Stay present to the feeling that something within you has shifted, because it has. You are anchoring the signal of your future into the body of now. You are conditioning the internal environment to override the external. You are rehearsing wholeness, not as an idea, but as a lived state. You are no longer waiting for your life to change. You are holding the vibration of that change now, training your biology to match your destiny. As you rise from this meditation, you do not return to the same world you left behind. You return changed, aligned, intentional, and energetically elevated. You have entered the quantum field through stillness, activated the power of emotion to open the heart, and envisioned a future so clearly that your body began to experience it now. You affirmed a new identity, not as something you wish to become someday, but as who you already are in the present moment. And you anchored that energy so deeply that it now radiates from your field, calling back to you the life that matches your new vibration. This is how real change happens, not by reacting to life, but by creating from the inside out. Today is not just another day. It is a sacred appointment with your future, magnetized through your being, one breath, one thought, one elevated emotion at a time. Stay aware, stay open, and carry this coherence with you into every interaction, every task, and every step forward. You are not the same person who sat down to meditate. You are now living as the future you, awake, empowered, and in harmony with the intelligence that governs all things.